Hi friends, welcome to today's video, and today I'm gonna start a small video series about the exercise we need for IGP, and that is called the send away. So what is the send away? The send away is an exercise we have in IGP 1, 2 and 3, and in this exercise it's all about you sending the dog right straight away, running with full speed till the end of the training field or the trial field. And on the sign of the judge, you have to tell your dog to down, and the dog has to stop and instantly lay down. And it doesn't matter if he looks at you or if he looks straight forward. So what do we need in that exercise? We need full speed and we need full control over a dog. So he has to go on our sign when we tell him voraus, for example, in German. The dog has to go straight forward with full speed, and on our command, Platz or down, the dog has to lay down. So these are the two things that matter for this exercise. And in my small video series, I will go over 4 different ways how you can train the send away. So the first method I will show you today is, I think, the most common way of training that exercise is you have a ball or a bite hook, or in general saying a prey-driven object that you lay out where you want your dog to run away. You show it to the dog, you run away, somebody holds the dog and you send them. The second version you can do is the same thing, but with indirect reward from a ball machine, and this is a ball machine that doesn't drop the ball, this is a ball machine that shoots the ball up. 2 other options that are not that common in my opinion is we can train the send away with a food machine, and what the food machine does is it just releases food when you press a button. And another version you can use is you can train the send away with a marker board. And how all these exercises will look, I will cover in that video series, and today I'm gonna start with the prey version, how you can train the send away with prey like a ball or a bite tuck. All right, let's go with the first version. All right, so for the first version, I want to show you with the prey, I need a shovel and a ball, and I'm going to show you what to do now. All right, so I just digged a small hole that's just big enough so that the ball is not visible to the dog anymore later. And in the beginning, we don't make it that hard for the dog. So in the beginning, we show the dog the ball. We lay it maybe not in the hole already, but the purpose of that exercise later is that the dog believes that there's a ball, but he cannot see the ball from there. So that's why later we will hide the ball and the dog has to find it by himself. And how I built that up with the dog, I'm gonna show you now, and I'm just gonna take out my first dog. All right, for this exercise, I just brought out my Doberman, and with him, I'm gonna show you in very small steps how I start teaching that exercise. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna lay the dog in a down, and therefore I can show him that there is a ball, and I place it just right next to the hole where later the ball will be in. So I'm just gonna hold him, I'm gonna show him where the ball is, because that will later be my signal for the send away. Voraus! Yeah! And I'm just gonna send him to the ball, and he can have the ball, and this would be the first step, so that the dog understands that with my hand I point to the target where he has to run, and there is the ball visible. In the beginning, the ball is visible. And the next step I'm gonna show you in a second. All right, so after the first step where we show the dog that the ball is there, we can use the ball as an indirect reward, and we can hide it in the hole. So again, I show the dog that I have the ball, and I go to the hole that I just digged, and I'm just gonna place the ball inside the hole so the dog cannot see the ball. Gonna hold the dog from not so far a distance. I show him where the ball is. Voraus! Yeah. Ah. And now the dog was looking for the ball. He was not sure that the ball is there, but he found it, the ball inside the hole. He grabbed it. Perfect. So that will be the next step in that exercise. Why do I do that? Because in the first exercise, I build trust in the dog that the ball is there where I point with my hand. And the second and the next step, I test if the dog really believes in me that the ball is there. So that will be the next step. All right, so these will be the steps you're gonna take in the beginning. And what we have to work on now is that we do the same things just over a longer distance. And this might need some time to build trust in the dog that he really believes where you point at is the ball. When we have done that, what do we need to do next? So the end goal, like I said before in this exercise, is that you send him out with full speed. Therefore, you need the 100% trust of the dog that the ball will be there. But then we have to tell the dog to lay down on command. And how do we train that? The next step would be that the dog already believes that there's a ball inside, but now we remove the ball out of the hole. So the dog will run forward, he will look after the ball and he won't find the ball. And in this moment, we tell our dog to lay down, and as soon as the dog lays down, we reward the dog from behind, from ourselves. And this is how you can train the dog to run forward, and if there's no ball, he has to lay down. And this is how he realizes, okay, when my handler tells me to down, there's no hope of being a ball inside the hole or inside where my handler pointed me at. So I'm just gonna show you how I will do that, and yeah, we go from there. So what I do now, I act like I put the ball inside the hole, but instead of, I will take it with me. Fuss. Switch. So you see the dog's really excited because he knows what's coming next, but he doesn't know, hopefully, that there's no ball inside. Fuss. So again, do the same thing. I point at the hole and I tell the dog, voraus! Let the dog search for the ball. Platz! Yeah! And as soon as the dog laid down, because he was looking for the ball inside the hole, but he realized, oh, there's no ball. Then I told him to lay down. He laid down, and as soon as he lay down, I rewarded with a ball from myself. So that would be the next step in that, in my opinion, very complicated exercise. And yeah, we're gonna see what will be the last and the final step where we combine all these things together. All right, so now when we have all those steps together, we have to pay attention that we don't focus on one of these exercises too much, because what we need is the full trust and the full speed to go and run straight forward. And what we also need is the 100% obedience of our lay down command. So what we have to focus on now is that we keep the hope high that the ball is inside the hole, but we also have to keep an eye on the dog, that the dog is obedient to our down commands. So from time to time, we have to change. Sometimes we let the dog run through with the ball inside the hole, and sometimes we have to ask the dog to down when there's no ball inside the hole. So if you have a training partner, this whole exercise is much easier to do, because then you don't have to let your dog lay down, you have to walk straight to put the ball inside the hole. When you have a training partner, your training partner can help you doing that, and also can act like he's laying the ball down in the hole while he's actually taking the ball with him. So that would be easier if you have a second person, but it also works when you do it or when you want to do it on your own. So this is one method that works with this type of dog. It doesn't mean that it works for every dog, because not every dog is the same, every dog is different, and they are also not machines. Some days it works better, sometimes not so good, but you always have to adjust your training around your dog. All right, so this is version 1 of how you can train the send away. And if you're interested in more obedience videos, just check out the playlist. I'll link you in the info box. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Till then, till the next time, bye bye.